Hi everyone, and welcome to this video. This is my first time trying soft pastels, and I've wanted to try this for such a long time. I ordered this set of Koh-I-Noor soft pastels and soft pastel pencils quite a while ago, but then I put them to the side while I was working on stuff like Inktober, and it got forgotten about. So I'm finally trying them out, and in this video I ended up working on 5 drawings, and I can't wait to show you them. So I also picked up some Pastelmat paper, which came in a variety of different colours, so I could work with some different mid-tone and dark backgrounds for the drawings, which was also really exciting and added more of a challenge. I've always loved looking at soft pastel artwork, especially landscapes and seascapes and that kind of thing, and I just find it so inspiring, and that's why I've seriously been wanting to try it out for myself. It's completely different from the stuff I usually work on with pencils and pens. A very different workflow, and I've been looking forward to the challenge. As you can see, I started off by practicing on a scrap piece of paper, just getting used to the soft pastels and learning and trying some different techniques, and finding out how I actually wanted to approach a full drawing. After practicing for a little while, I felt ready to try my first drawing, and I wanted to create a landscape with the sun setting, so it's highlighting the clouds closer to the horizon with bright orange and pink colouring, contrasting the much cooler and darker clouds closer to the foreground. And it ended up being really fun to try this. You start off by painting blocks of colour, then eventually you blend with your fingers, and after that blending you can then add more on top, and this paper was great for that, allowing me to add lots of layers. I actually kind of had to resist the urge to always blend the layers, because leaving some areas without blending helped to add a bit of extra texture. In this drawing I also decided to add a grass landscape with some trees and flowers. For my second drawing, I decided to try out another landscape with warmer tones this time, with a lone tree standing in a field of flowers. And to create the flowers, I used some of the techniques I'd practiced earlier, dusting with the pastel, just scratching the surface of it to create pastel dust, letting it settle on the paper. And to keep the loose pastel on the paper, I used a technique where I placed a clear sheet over the top of it and rolled a pencil over the top of that. And this helps the pastel to stick without blending it like I would if I tried with my finger. And this is just a fun, abstract way of creating flowers without having to draw each individual one. Next up, I wanted to work on a water lily with some lily pads, and for the previous two drawings I worked on brown Pastelmat paper, so this time I decided to try sienna, which is a nice bright tanned colour. I will show you some real-time clips of my process for this one. For my fourth drawing, I decided to draw a skull. The previous drawings I worked on mostly required looser details, so this time I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could work on the details required for this. So much more of a difficult challenge this time in terms of getting those details down with soft pastels, and working on a dark grey background this time. For my fifth and final drawing in this video, I just felt like working on another landscape with warm colours, and I chose not to have a plan for this one. I specifically wanted to just jump straight into it and see how it went, and it ended up being so much fun. After working on the sky, I just continued to add layers of landscape, and then closest to the foreground I added an area of water, which I highlighted with the light shining down from the sun. And I was also really happy with the colours I chose for this. I'm so glad I tried this. Soft pastels are so fun to work with, and I specifically really enjoyed adding blocks of colour, then blending that first layer, and continuing to add layers on top to develop the drawings. It was difficult to add any particularly small details or fine touches, but I wasn't expecting to do that anyway, and if I wanted to work on any more detailed and realistic drawings, I would need to incorporate regular pastels and pastel pencils, which I would love to try sometime. I think that would be awesome to attempt some realistic animal drawings, or maybe something like a realistic drawing of an eye that required lots of detail. That could be so fun, and it could be a great challenge. I really hope you enjoyed watching me try soft pastels for the first time, and I highly recommend giving them a try if you haven't already. I genuinely loved working on this project, and I can't wait to try some more ideas soon. So be sure to let me know what you think of my drawings, and also let me know if you have any suggestions for future art projects I should try. If you'd like to see more art videos like this, then feel free to subscribe to my channel, and any thumbs up or shares on this video are hugely appreciated. If you want to follow and support my progress, then be sure to check out the links in the description for my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and Patreon. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you all soon.